me out of it. I'm going to think that someone next to us is going to disagree with that. But Oklahoma City's unbelievable. 121-92. They're 12-1 on the season, along with Michelle Smallman, Chris Canty, Lakers fan, Evan Cohen with you. Good morning, everybody.
Yeah, Ev, first of all, good morning to you. Good morning, Smalls.
Good morning, guys.
I love the coat, by the way.
Thank you.
The fur on the collar.
It's giving Frozen.
It's giving real boss. That's what it's giving.
Thank you.
It's giving girl boss. I will say this. I'm not shocked at what happened last night.
No, I agree with you.
Why should anybody be surprised that the Oklahoma City Thunder took time out of their busy schedules to prove a point to Luka Doncic and the LA Lakers? Why is anybody shocked that the best team in basketball by a country mile demolished the LA Lakers, who have some real flaws in terms of how this team is built? I love that my Lakers got out to a good start. I love the fact that Luka and Austin Reeves are averaging over 30. But coming into this season, I had no illusions about what this Lakers team was going to be able to get done. I told y'all, without LeBron James, this team is not a title contender. They're just not. And so for the people that are shocked that the Oklahoma City Thunder boat raced my Lakers, welcome to the party. We've been here. We're a good team. We're building. It's a long runway when you got a 26-year-old superstar in Luka Doncic. But I had no thoughts of my team actually contending at a championship level this year because they're in the Western Conference with the Oklahoma City Thunder.
But even with LeBron, is it really going to be that much of a difference maker when you're comparing to the Oklahoma City Thunder, who did that last night without Lou Dort, by the way?
I think it's
and Jalen Williams hasn't played one game this year.
Yes.
I think it's actually harder with LeBron than without him. They've clearly shown a certain level of chemistry amongst each other right now with this group as constituted. So if you throw LeBron James in the mix, I just don't know how that's going to fit. Is Austin Reeves going to regress? Are some of the other players that have been overachieving, Rui Hachimura, DeAndre Ayton, what we've seen from him, are those guys going to take a step back with LeBron James now being in the mix? With every LeBron James-led team, anytime he's on the court, everything revolves around him. The style of basketball is heliocentric. He is the sun. That doesn't work when you have Luka Doncic on the court either. It doesn't work when you have Austin Reeves. I'm not even going to talk about what it does defensively because with those three guys on the court, you're playing 2-on-5 on the other side of the court. So I don't know how it works with LeBron James in this mix and whether or not that actually adds in the way that we think it should, given that we are talking about one of the greatest to ever do it.
The other side of it is OKC, the champion, obviously. I don't know that they're going to be satisfied this year with anything less than a win total that starts with a 7. No, I'm not kidding.
Because they're that good, and they know what they're capable of coming up last season.
12-1. Their second best player, who, let's be honest, in the NBA Finals was fighting to be the best player.
He was unreal.
And, oh, by the way, the best player happened to win the MVP of the NBA last year and basically scores 30-plus in his sleep now and doesn't play the fourth quarter. And, oh, by the way, as you mentioned, Lou Dort, their best defensive player, did not play last night. Again, this is not a knock at the Lakers. I think the Oklahoma City Thunder are actually in play to get to 70-plus wins this year.
Yeah, when you hold Luka to 19 without Lou Dort, it's on the table.
Good. Pretty damn good. I'm not going to suggest they're going to surpass 72-10 with the Bulls or 73-9 with the Warriors. I am going to say that at some point in a private moment, whether amongst the entire group or a couple of guys sitting around together in OKC, they probably have had the conversation like, let's get 70. Let's get 70 regular season wins.
And that could be very impactful when you're coming off the season that they had where you win the championship. It's another carrot to chase. It's another way to stay motivated, to stay locked in. It's a different goal other than going back-to-back, obviously, that you have on the table.
And I will also say, unlike the Warriors when they went 73-9, and unlike the Bulls when they went 72-10, this team is so deep with young players that even if you're like, Shai, sit out a game. Jalen Williams, no rush. Hartenstein, who's been in the league a little bit longer. Caruso, same thing. Like, they have so many guys.
But that's the interesting part about what you're talking about with the regular season that they're capable of having, right? Because in my mind, the only way that the Thunder don't reach those heights, the only way that somebody else comes out of the West is if they suffer a significant injury to one of their star players. What mitigates that to some degree is the rotation that Mark Daigneault has when he's willing to play a dozen guys. He has confidence in 10 guys going into the game. when you have that type of depth, then all of a sudden you're talking about being able to protect your star players by lessening the load when it comes to their overall minutes throughout the course of a marathon season. So the version of the Oklahoma City Thunder that we saw last night, there's no reason to think that we won't get that same team in March, in April, as we're heading down the home stretch, getting ready for the playoffs. This team is built to last. That's why we said last year before they won the first championship that this team had a chance at a dynastic run. There is nothing that we've seen through the first 13 games that should dissuade us from that opinion.
And they could trade, let's say, 2 to 3 players in their team and draft picks that you've never heard of and don't know they have for another guy that you're like, wait, how did they end up with that guy? Now, they have a type. They have a very specific type. Young, athletic, two-way players. They're not just going to be like, oh, Ja's available, Anthony Davis is available. They won't do that.
They're not collecting stars.
No, not even. Well, they have their stars. But what I'm saying is I could put together a trade package, which don't worry, I'm not going to do. But I could put together a trade package of 3 guys, Smalls, where average everyday fan would be like, who are these people? And I get to $20 million, and then I say, and 2 first-rounders, and they still would have more first-rounders than everyone else left and still have a 10-man roster of guys that can win a championship. They are loaded beyond belief. And that's why the question pops up as to, okay, it's Oklahoma City. Denver, you're going to pay the respect to because Jokic last night had 55 points against the Clippers, who stink. Bradley Beal, unfortunately, out for the season. For them, that's a team to keep an eye on. Did they just blow the whole thing up at some point this year?
It's already blown up.
Yeah, I mean, they would be like we do the hot mess rankings in the NFL every week. The hot mess rankings in the NBA would be the longest list you could imagine of teams.
Who's number 1? Well, it has to be Dallas, right?
Okay, you say it's Dallas because they fired their general manager and they stink. They lost again last night to Phoenix. But currently, the Clippers have. Let's just use Pablo Torre's reporting to apply to the Clippers. He has reporting about an alleged illegal funding for Kawhi Leonard. Ty Lue has done nothing wrong, but Ty Lue has played poker with the people that have done things wrong, per Pablo Torre's reporting. And, oh, by the way, Kawhi's not playing. Oh, and by the way, they're 3-8 or 3-9 right now. I don't know. Take your pick. How about the New Orleans Pelicans, who decided to not introduce their head coach anymore? Did you see this? They don't even put him in the intros. I mean, serious? I don't care if you're going to fire the guy, Willie Green, today. You got to introduce. He's still sitting there. I mean, the NBA hot.
We don't want to draw attention to him.
We know you have a coach. I mean, it's
Look
insane.
Away.
It's insane.
Hide your eyes, man.
Anyway, the point is, so you got to give Oklahoma City, obviously, the runaway lead, and then I guess Denver, obviously.
Yeah, but I mean,
everybody else.
Putting Denver in the same breath is disrespectful to the Thunder. It just is.
It's just a compliment to Jokic.
No, I understand it's a compliment to Jokic, who went out there with something on his mind going up against Zubac, by the way. I mean, absolute clinic in that first quarter. But it's disrespectful to say that there's anybody that can get to the same level that we've seen from the Oklahoma City Thunder. They just can't. Right?
Do you think they'll win 70+?
Here's the thing. You saw the Denver Nuggets have some urgency in how they went about their business this offseason, made the move for Cam Johnson. That has not worked out, by the way. Thank God for Tim Hardaway Jr. and bringing back Bruce Brown. But, I mean, listen, man, the Thunder just have more. Whatever it is that your team deems as its superpower, the Oklahoma City Thunder have more. If you want to play the big man game, guess what? We got more with Chet and Hartenstein. You want to go small, guess what? We got more in terms of better two-way defensive players, those wing types. When it comes to your superstar, yeah, our guy is a walking bucket. SGA scores 35 points, and it's not news because that's what we're accustomed to. That's what we're conditioned to. This is a juggernaut. And like I said, barring anything unforeseen in the way of injury, there is nobody in the West that's going to stop them from getting to the NBA Finals. Okay. Not nobody.
Okay, so as we sit here today, what's the date? November 13th. Are we ready to say it's a massive disappointment if they don't go back-to-back? Massive?
Win it all, you mean?
Yeah.
I thought you meant to the finals.
No, win it all. I mean, if we're saying they're a juggernaut, if we're saying they're so far ahead of everyone else that even Jokic shouldn't be in the same breath as them, if we're saying they can move on from pieces and it won't even cause us to blink, that's what I'm saying. How disappointing will it be if they don't win it all then?
Let's do it this way, just to build on that very quickly. Give me a team, everybody healthy, in a 7-game series, you could see winning 4 of 7 against this team. And I know this stuff's unpredictable. We wouldn't have thought Indiana was going to be in the finals last year. I get all of that. And they took them to 7.
I don't see it, Ev.
I'll give you the most logical.
Go ahead.
If Wemby becomes the greatest player we've ever seen overnight, which is not impossible, that's the only one I could sit here and say maybe. Like, I don't want to.
Yeah, but guess what? Wemby can't play all 48 minutes every single game of the series.
You need something freakish in order to beat them. And he's that. And I say that complimentary.
Well, here's the thing. You either need something freakish or you literally have to beat them. You have to maul them.
And out physical them?
Who's built that way anymore in the NBA?
There's only one team that I know of, but they're just too young. I don't think they have what it takes. There's only one team that's going to do that. That's Detroit. If you watch how Detroit plays, but Detroit ain't there. Detroit is not on that level.
10-2, 8-game win streak. Unbelievable start.
Yeah, I mean, unbelievable start. No disrespect to Detroit. I'm not trying to be disrespectful to Detroit.
You're actually being respectful by even bringing them up.
Yeah, but you asked who plays that style of ball.
Yeah.
The Detroit Pistons, like they're physical, like they'll maul you. They have a 6'8" point guard that could be playing tight end in the National Football League. Like they're built like that, but they ain't got what it takes to beat OKC. They don't have that kind of depth. They don't have the requisite experience when it comes to championship rounds in the playoffs. It's just not there. So great start to their season. I think they're a force to contend with, but again, we're grasping at straws when we try to think of a team that can knock OKC off their perch. There's literally nobody there. The game of basketball for them